so naughty.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Welcome everyone to another edition of My Southern Exposure. And first of all, we hope that everyone had a wonderful holiday. And we want to say Happy New Year's. May each and every one of you that tunes in to see Joseph and I have a blessed 2022, okay? And I'm feeling real good today because you know what? You gave me a vibrator to use.
Oh, good Lord.
Yeah, and I used it just before the show, so I'm all like released and calm now. And they're like, that's bullshit. Look how hyper she is.
Oh my Lord. I cannot.
Listen, this is an adult-only show. Okay, we love the children. God bless them. You know, but this is adults only. So Joseph is like kind of checking out to see how I'm coming across on camera. You know, because, hey, what can we say? This is a grassroots show. However, it's international. It's a grassroots, internationally known. And we're known to rock the microphone. And we can... Remember that show? Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's a whole nother type of microphone. And I've worked a lot of those too. Yeah, actually I did just before I came. Behind the trash dumpster. And I made some money. Gotta get my ducats in. Anyway.
Good Lord.
On a serious note, there's a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. Should you bring up the first topic?
Oh, good Lord. There's a lot of different topics to talk about.
Yeah.
And
well,
actually...
I have one on my mind.
Well, you go first.
Okay.
Ladies first.
Ooh, ladies first. Ladies first. Okay. A couple weeks ago, actress Regina King, who's, you know, from 227, and she's been in so many different movies, her son, and I want to get his name correct. It's Ian Alexander. And I'm going to tell you, he committed suicide. I'm sure all of you have heard this by now. And yesterday, and let me bring up her name. Oh my goodness, I just
You're
can't.
going to have to scroll.
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
No, I'm trying to get another one up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yesterday.
You have to wipe out all
What
the
the
stuff.
hell?
You have to wipe
I
it
had
out.
all of this set up and then you touched it. Oh,
No. You have to wipe it out and then go into it.
yes. Well, we're going to wipe it out and go into it. Okay, and yesterday, God bless her soul, Chelsea Christ, who was Miss America, or Miss USA, a former Miss USA, 2020, I think it was. And she is also a correspondent for the show Extra. Well, was a correspondent.
She committed suicide, I think.
She did. She committed suicide. She jumped to her death from her apartment building in New York, and just left a note saying she wanted her mom to have everything. She left everything to her mom, but you never know what people are going through. And you know, these are like people that are famous and in the limelight, people that have notoriety. I can't even imagine like the everyday people that are going through depression and very discouraged about, you know, these recent years and what we've been going through, and how many of them have committed suicide, you know?
I would presume a lot of people have.
It's something. And you know, when someone commits suicide, from my perspective, I think that person has to be hopeless. Like when I say hopeless, like no more hope for life. Like you're hopeless about life. And so then you take the steps to end your life. But God bless Regina King. I know that's her only son, her only child. Even if she had 10 kids, that's a tragedy. But God bless her, because I know she's going through it. and Chelsea Chris's family. It's just it's sad. I have a family member that committed suicide.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. No, it's just when I said it, oh, you have nice hands. You do. Let's start massaging. No, when I said it, it brought back like the memories, of dealing with that. My cousin, Rajesh Narayan Singh, and he killed himself when he was 15. And I always wonder, like, if there was anyone in the family that would have been able to like talk to him and encourage him. I mean, because I just can't imagine, like, at 15 years old, what problem is that bad to kill yourself? And I mean, obviously he couldn't deal with life anymore, and he shot himself in the head in a park. He went to a park and sat under a tree and shot himself in the head. And this was many, many years ago, but I tell you, it when someone kills themselves, it really affects the entire family. It does. This is my father's brother's son. And I had left home. I left Philly, and this was like about a year and a half, 2 years after. And Rajesh was such a sweet, vibrant soul. He was just really, really like playful and funny. And like him and I, we clicked. There was just something that the two of us clicked, and he would just crack up at me. You're not letting my hands go.
I can understand why.
No, I'm playing, but no, we would crack up at each other and stuff, and so anyway, I definitely know, the impact that suicide can have, and I can't even imagine how my uncle and my aunt got through that. They did, and because they had other children too. I mean, to live for, but really rough.
I mean, on a serious note, in reference to that, there's a lot of resources available to
Karen
people.
wipes. They come in handy for all sorts
They
of things.
definitely do.
We should get a
Sponsor?
a sponsor. Yeah, wipes here. You can use them for all over.
No
now.
problem.
But right now, I'm gonna wipe my face because I've been crying.
Yeah.
So yeah, sorry, I was interrupting you. Go
No,
ahead.
you weren't interrupting at all. I mean, it's one of those things where a lot of people don't understand that there are resources available.
Mhm.
If somebody knows somebody who is thinking or talking about things, or maybe they notice a difference in their behavior.
Right.
And
You know what the crazy thing is, though? Sometimes when a person makes up their mind,
it's just instant.
and not only that, anything you say,
It won't help.
it doesn't help. It doesn't help. There was a trans woman in the community that I was acquaintances with, and she killed herself. And I saw her about a week and a half before, and she seemed so happy and in such a good space. But what I learned after is that sometimes when a person decides to kill themselves, they plan it. They plan like around the time they're going to do it, and it's actually a relief because they finally made a decision to do it. So they kind of have like a nirvana.
They have control over something.
Yes, and it's almost like they get happy about it, because I couldn't understand, like, how was this girl so happy and joyful, and she killed herself a week and a half later. So
I mean, I guess it makes. I mean, we're neither of us are psychologists, that's
Yeah.
for sure, but we're very in tune with people. Both of us are. I guess I can understand
Mhm.
if you feel like your life is out of control, that the only thing that you can do is what directly affects you.
Yeah.
I that's the only
Yeah.
logical way that I can look at it. But when someone is in that kind of mental state, I don't know that they think the same way that I'm thinking, or you.
Well, listen, let's keep it real. I mean, me myself, I've had like suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
I never actually went to do it, but you know, we all, I think, at some point, or most people, at some point in their life, can
I have.
relate to feeling like you want to give up,
I have.
or that you don't belong here, or that you don't have the strength to continue to go.
Yes.
You know, to keep going. And so I think we all can, like, in a way, or if not all of us, most of us can relate to that moment where you were like, God, maybe I should end it. And then, you know, me, I was able to like rein it in and like, you know, realize, no, I want to live life and I want to be here to do things. And I feel like my work isn't done here and all of that. But, you know, just being, I'm so thankful that I was able to rein it in, because a lot of these people that end up doing it, obviously, they can't. They have the thought and they take the action and they do it. Now, you know what was funny with her, Chelsea Chris? She jumped out of a window, off her balcony, I think it was, to her death. And you know, I've spoken to psychiatrists, and
That's a masculine thing.
that's a man thing.
That's a man thing to do.
Right.
To make a mess.
Because
Most women
women take pills
Yes.
usually.
Yes.
They usually take pills.
Men shoot themselves in the head.
And jump off buildings.
Yes.
And I was like, I mean, I know there's exceptions,
Yeah.
but I just thought like, wow, okay,
It's strange.
that was kind of a violent way to go. So that
You're making my brain think.
honey, that makes me think: is there foul play? Was there foul play?
I have a lot of different perspectives on what you just said. Because, like, the first thing was that I thought, maybe did she not feel like a woman?
Mm.
Maybe she felt like a man,
Yeah.
or maybe she had dysmorphia or transmorphia or whatever it's called. I can't remember the correct
Well, you know,
terminology.
yeah. And you know what? The thing is, we will never know.
No.
Because she left just a note saying she wants everything to go to her mom, but she didn't leave a letter explaining anything. So
That's
we can,
very masculine. That's what men do.
We can.
That is exactly what men do, though.
Mm-hmm.
They go straight to the fact.
Yeah.
Here's the money. Take it.
Yeah.
Because this is my decision.
Yeah.
I am in control of this single act.
Yeah.
But they don't think about, how about the people who saw that happen?
You know what? I think we better change the subject.
Yeah.
Because,
let's move on to something.
But let's just say this before we do. If you are depressed, if you're feeling down, like you can't go on, please reach out to somebody. Yes, reach out to somebody. Even if it's your local suicide helpline, where if you want to speak to someone anonymous, if you don't want to talk to a friend or a family member, but reach out, you know, because we're born into this life, and really we all are walking, living, breathing, vibrational, divine energies of this existence. And this life that we are living is a gift, you know, and we're all here for a divine purpose. Everyone has a reason for being here. There's a reason and a season. So on that note, I'm gonna put some more meat in my mouth, Because this one knows I like meat in my mouth.
I
And
know.
we're going to let you go to the next topic.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to piggyback with you for just 1 second.
Oh, come on.
I just want to not piggyback. That's too much back for my piggy. Not to interject humor into it, but sometimes that's the best thing to do. I'm so sorry. I almost made her choke on some meat.
He said, that's too much back for his piggy. You bitch.
I really did. I really did. But to
Yeah.
circle back around.
Yeah, if you don't
the
laugh,
fact
you
is,
cry.
yeah,
Anyway.
I mean, it is that. But the fact is, even if someone feels like they can't call a hotline,
Yeah.
they could talk to their next door neighbor. They could talk to maybe somebody that they had an argument with from 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They can reach out. But by the same token, if somebody is not acting usually like they do, it's up to people to reach out to those people, I think. So that's
It's like a two-way street.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah.
if you know somebody's not acting like they normally do, go ahead and
Yeah.
call them. Go ahead and send them some
Are
flowers.
you okay?
Do
Yeah,
something.
do
Hey,
a check-in.
how you
yeah.
doing? Do you, I
Mhm.
mean, whatever. I mean, you don't have to have an in-person connection, but you can still have a personal connection.
Exactly.
So, that's a really heavy topic to start off with, and now I don't even know what to say because you got me all mixed up with. I had a whole bunch of other things in my head. You just put me in a blender.
Baby.
I mean, I don't even know what to talk about first. There's so many things. First of all, I think one thing that's positive to offset the negative of that I think is a very important thing to discuss is Joe Biden has made a verbal commitment to the entire nation that he would be putting into place,
nominating.
I don't know the correct terminology
Yeah.
to use,
Yeah.
but a black woman
Yes.
into the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court of
Which
the
has never been
United
done.
States of America.
Never been done.
It's never been done. And you know what's pissing me off?
What?
There's freaking people in the country that's like, oh, he shouldn't narrow it down to just black women. He should, make it like open to all qualified people.
Give me a fucking break.
Hello.
Give me a fucking break.
Hello.
I mean,
Give
seriously.
me a fucking break.
Seriously.
Okay, because I'm going to tell you something.
Mm-mm.
The
I ain't got no time for none of that.
Yeah, it's bullshit, and it's white supremacy, because this is the thing: the Supreme Court, for the most part,
Old white men.
oh yeah, and then some white women, and now we do have
Conservative white women.
Yeah, conservative, right. And now we do have, there's Clarence Thomas. Some of the black community would say that he's not really black, but
It's a whole bunch of old white men
yeah.
in charge.
And the reason why I say about Clarence Thomas is that, he tends to lean towards the conservative and go along.
That's the only reason why he got put in.
Yeah. And then of course, there's Sotomayor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the first Hispanic Latina woman to be. So guess what? It's time for a black African American woman to sit on the Supreme Court.
That is
Qualified, of course.
qualified,
Yeah.
but also open to non-regimented, pre-programmed
Exactly.
disparagements.
Right. Exactly.
That's
I
the
think
correct
so,
terminology.
too. I think so too. And there's, guess what? He's not narrowing it down to one or two.
There's
There's
like
like
five
five or six that are like in the top
Oh,
running,
and they're
But
all
they
qualified.
and they're all qualified. And but the list, the list is 15.
Yeah.
So come on, y'all. He's gonna, it's a nice diverse group of African American women. So you know what I'm saying? If we're talking about like, him being I guess
Focus.
Yeah.
Or trying to put in the black token.
Right, exactly.
Kind of thing, that kind of attitude.
Yeah. But my thing is, it needs to be done.
It should have already been done.
It should have. And so it should have already been done. So to anyone that's out there complaining about that, I just say, honey, read your fucking history books, and even they lie, the history books. But you know what? Realize that this Supreme Court has been around for a very, very long time, and it's well overdue that an African American woman who is qualified sit on the Supreme Court.
First of all, I call bullshit.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, fuck you. Don't watch the show. First of all, sorry, just putting it out there. Just like Ron Dixaton, which technically is one of my bosses, because I sit on the board of a local committee. So if you don't like it, let's talk face to face, in person, instead of you having your little fake TV shows with fake news. So let's talk about facts and be real. The whole point of people getting upset that there's a black woman. All right, let's back this train up a bit. It's always been white men.
Yeah.
It's only been white women.
And recent times.
And it's only been one black quote unquote token, which it sounds bad to use that terminology, but the only reason why he got approved was he was conservative. So yay for him. All right, so let's like call bullshit at bullshit.
Well, you know what I would love to see? I'd love to see
a trans person.
Oh God, honey! If it took this long,
or an openly gay person.
If it took this long to get an African American woman on the Supreme Court, can you imagine how long it's going to take for us? But it's a start. And what I was going to say is, I would like to see a liberal African American woman sit on the Supreme Court, or if not liberal.
Like on the line,
middle of the road,
like conservative but progressive.
Yeah, because the thing is,
I don't think people understand it unless they've lived through it.
Yeah,
like I'm very regimented and very I don't know the way conservative, I think, is the correct term to use.
Yeah.
But I'm open to helping. So there's like this little dance.
And also too, a lot of the conservatives don't support the LGBTQ community.
No, they don't.
And you're gay, so and that's the thing. There's a lot of conservative gay people.
No, not like those.
But what I'm saying is, it's almost like a contradiction.
It is a contradiction.
Because if you're claiming to go the conservative route, right? But a lot of conservatives are against the LGBT community.
Yes, they are.
Like, to me, that just like
doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I mean, listen, I'm a liberal, or I would consider myself a liberal. But I have traditional values.
Well, I think that's the correct terminology.
That's what it is. I'm a liberal with traditional values.
And I'm traditional with liberal values.
Yeah, there you go. So don't we make a perfect fit?
Yeah, we should scissor. We should scissor together.
We should scissor right now on the show.
No, oh my Lord. You're gonna have to PayPal us.
Yeah.
What is that other one? The other thing with the people with the videos that they
no, you're talking, honey. You're talking about. Oh Lord, I'm having a mental block now.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, not that.
We're not doing that.
Oh my
we're
God.
We're not gonna scissor.
I can't even remember the damn name of it. But the site that there's a lot of sexual
scissoring
stuff going on.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. But I understand what you're saying.
So,
because you're talking about ideology, not a classification of liberal or
Well, well, what I'm trying to say is just because I'm liberal, that doesn't mean I don't have any fucking morals.
No, of course not.
You know, I have morals.
I'm liberal.
Yeah.
But I'm also conservative. So but what you're suggesting is that there's a combination of both of them, which I agree with. I'm more conservative. That's the word. Conservative than most liberal people are. But I think at some point we have to just push those words off to the side.
Well, yeah, okay, so, you know, when it's all said and done, they're all just labels and titles, you know, but it's a person's actions. And what the far-right conservative Republican Party is doing is they're trying to pass anti-trans laws. And we're being the target now.
Here specifically with Ron Dick Satan.
Yes, we're the target now. We're actually, the trans community is being used as the political wedge.
Singled out.
Yeah, we are. We're now the political wedge because we're actually being used as a scare tactic to conservative people that see someone like me and think, oh hell no, we can't let our country turn into this. And I'm just laying it down. I'm just talking raw. That's what comes down to, because, you know, but the reality is trans people are the way we are. We were born this way. And if you're not trans, I can't make you trans.
No.
And although our population or our segment of the population may not be as big as other segments, we are entitled, we're human beings living on the planet here in this country, and entitled to our civil rights, okay? Doesn't matter if it was 10 people, you know, so that's the thing that I have a problem with when it comes to the Republicans and the conservatives, the far-right conservatives, because they claim
to care,
but I want to see you put your fucking
your foot in your mouth.
Yeah, because what it is, you know, you can talk all day that you support or you care or whatever, but actions speak louder than words.
Of course they do.
So anyway,
well, you know what? Actually, one of the things that I saw last week or the week before is people were having a big flack about the Jeopardy girl.
Oh, please.
And
Amy.
What's her name? Amy something.
Oh God, I can't pronounce her name. Schumer.
Schumer. I think Schumer. And the part that really fucking pissed me off was that it wasn't about
Amy Snyder.
It wasn't about her success.
Mm.
They twisted it into she doesn't count as a woman. Why does it matter?
Honey,
it doesn't make no goddamn difference.
She could have been a damn Martian on that show. The bottom line is she was winning. And she was, and you couldn't, nothing could take away from her brilliance.
No.
This trans woman, because I respect how she identifies, but
I agree.
This person went on the show and was killing it.
And still is.
Killing it.
Still is.
Well, last week was she went 42 games.
What?
Yeah. But,
I thought she was still winning.
No, our screen's gone. See, on that note, her last week was her last day, but she's number 2 in the history of Jeopardy. Number 2.
Well, you know what I think?
And she won $1.3 something million.
That's not a bad chunk.
Yeah. 1,300,000, something like that. Yeah. So anyway,
kudos for her.
Yeah, kudos for her. And you know, I liked her because she had made a statement to, and I can't remember word for word, but it was something along this line of, "Oh, thank you all for no, something like, many of you all out there are calling me a man. And she said, thank you. It's never crossed my mind before. It was like brilliant sarcasm, it was just like the way she was responding to the haters. But listen, this woman was brilliant because she could go from topic to topic, and she was just, the answers were like spilling out, and like I said, she could be all over the checkerboard in a matter of no time. So,
well, that actually proves the whole point about people who are LGBTQIA, that I think a lot of people don't understand how adaptable we are.
Adaptable
and how
we are?
We've had to be forced to become adaptable.
Yes, and the intelligence in our community. Because someone would look and judge a trans person and think, oh, she's stupid, or, she's not educated, because we're trans. Well, you know what it is? It's like they think we're crazy. Like, why would you do that shit to yourself? Like, oh, yeah. No, I'm just calling it out. Like, people don't realize that it is something that we are born with.
Yeah.
And they don't, and even if they do realize it, they don't want to admit it. So it's almost like you made the decision to do this to yourself, and you must be crazy for that. And the thing is the only...
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, it would make sense if you believe that being what I am is an abomination.
Oh,
being what I am...
that makes no sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad. That's why I'm sitting on this show. Because if it made sense to you...
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Be here.
That's just stupid.
But what I'm saying is, that's the kind of mentality a lot of people have. And, anyway, she proved a lot of people wrong. Honey, that bitch, excuse my language, I say that with an endearing heart, was fabulous.
Girl, you did good. You made those short-dicked men that are nerds sitting behind their computers all day trying to learn Jeopardy questions how to answer.
Yes. Yeah, she did real good.
I'm happy for you. Kudos.
Congratulations.
You keep going.
Mm-hmm. I think she's gonna do some big things.
Oh, she's got a lot of stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a lot of stuff to do.
Besides the fact, isn't she? I think she's an engineer. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So. All right. Let's talk about. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room, and not your boobs. We're going to talk about the elephant in the room, COVID. Personally, I'm not going to talk about who, but not me. Just to clarify and rectify, some people who have had the COVID shot and boosters have come up to get COVID. And this is, actually, it's kind of a little bit ironic that we're talking about this now, 2 years later, because we talked about this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But we're on track with what my numbers were originally, and you were like, no, that's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, that can't happen.
What was that number?
I said 60,000.
Okay.
60,000 deaths.
And it eventually...
It's already done.
Oh, it's already... Oh,
for
yeah,
Florida. Done. And I originally said 600,000 deaths for the country. And now we're at almost 1 million.
Almost 1 million, right? Okay.
Like 800,000. And originally when we discussed this topic, you're like, no, that can't happen. Not to diminish what your opinion was, but I did a simple calculation based off of what the numbers were once we were at 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did a little projection based off of the total population, and then I went per state also as well.
Per state, wow.
So,
yeah, I think I was wishful thinking too.
I know.
I just couldn't. I was like, damn, it would be that many people. You know, but yeah, you were right. I mean, or you were close to right. Yeah.
And the part that is confusing is that, like, you're damned if you do, and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah.
So, if you take the shot, there's no guarantee you can't get it.
Yeah.
If you don't take the shot, there's no guarantee that you can't get it either.
Well, but see, this is the statistic that I'm kind of looking at this point, is all the people that are in the hospital, well, not all, but 90-something% of the people that were hospitalized are ones that are not vaccinated. So it says something to me that, Omicron, because the thing about viruses...
Now there's a new one.
I heard. The thing about viruses is that they continue to want to live. And their way of doing that is to mutate. So they continue to mutate so that they can continue to have life. They don't, viruses want to live too.
They don't care if you're black, white, Asian, Episcopalian, Russian, Chinese, or not.
Rich, poor, young, old, whatever. But the thing is, with this Omicron, it made itself more contagious and even a little susceptible, or maybe medium susceptible. More susceptible to the, not susceptible,
Passable?
No. It made itself more resistant to the vaccine.
Yes.
All right, it made itself more resistant. However, it didn't make itself more deadly.
Yeah.
Thank God. Because Delta was a motherfucker.
Okay, but and actually, this is the part that I had the problem with. A lot of people are not thinking ahead, like I do, and maybe you might not be thinking ahead in this specific area. Is that originally we discussed this about a virus doesn't care. It's going to change. It's going to mutate. It's going to find the weakest link, and then adapt and change, and then it's going to get stronger. And the part that I have the problem with is that we can't get a handle on it.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I feel like we were getting a handle on it, and then here came Omicron. And at this point, I'm wondering, oh my God, like, is another one gonna come? I know they said another one is kind of like, but they're saying it's like a cousin to Omicron. It's because they're calling it something Omicron something 2 or whatever. But don't quote me. I don't remember the full correct name.
But people can pull it up.
But you can pull it up. It is a new variant that's out there, and it's in a few states too. But and also like some places around the world.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like, oh dear Lord, please don't let like some variant come out that's way stronger than Omicron, not Omicron, than Delta. And my thing is when, at this point, I'm like, when are we going to be done with this?
We're not going to be.
And so...
We're not going to be.
Yeah. But I am vaccinated, just so everyone knows, and I'm boosted. And I'm happy I did that. Because looking at, based on what the hospitals are saying, they're saying that anyone that, if you were vaccinated and boosted and you got Omicron or COVID or Delta, you would get sick, but it wouldn't be hospital sick. Like, for the most part, you could just be at home and try to work it out that way. But the hospitals, they say 90-something% are people that are not vaccinated. So there's something to that vaccine. It may not be.
It does work. Some
part
of it does work.
Yeah, something to it. But yeah, I think the jury's still out. We'll see. Oh my God, we're going into year 3. Yeah, because next month, March, it will be we'll be starting year 3.
Yeah.
Woo! And who would have thought, like 3 years ago, we would have been going through all of this?
Well, like I mentioned before, I mean, not to like beat the drum more, but I mentioned before that I think this is just one of many different viruses, plagues, kind of biblical. Speaking for people who understand that perspective, that some of us have already been expecting. That's what's going to happen. It's like earthquakes and volcanoes. Oh, that's a great topic, actually, to bolster up.
To bolster
Tonga
up.
Tonga Bunga or whatever.
Oh yes, Tonga.
Tonga Hunga Bunga. I can't remember the name, and I'm not
Tonga.
trying to discount the name.
Shout out to the Tonga people.
I mean,
Oh my gosh! Hey, Fahafafina in the house.
I mean, seriously, those people who are still alive are very lucky, because I saw the video. Did you see the video of the waves coming through?
Yeah.
5 or 6 foot waves, which is a very small amount of a wave, more than I expected, because of the large amount of the explosion, and that explosion was the largest one on the face of the planet that was ever recorded, and that was recorded from space.
Oh my God.
And then we have Mount Etna. We have 5 or 6 other locations that are all popping and jumping. And then we also have, on a side note, because I'm throwing out a lot all at once, and you're going to have to process, but there's also the polar shift, 50 feet every year, that's been tracked for the last 6 or 7 years. And guess where the new North Pole is going to be? I'm going to give you like 5 guesses. Where do you think it's going to be the new North Pole? Instead of the Antarctic, where do you think is the people, or where it's going to be, that want to have as much power as possible?
The new North Pole?
Yep.
It's gonna have to be somewhere cold. Right?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Continue, please. I'm kind of curious to see where we're going to go with this, because this is part of having a live show. You don't know what's going to happen.
I'm trying to think.
It used to be in the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
And it's moving east.
It's moving east.
50 miles per year.
It's gonna be over here.
50 miles per year from the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
It's up north, way up north.
Yeah. So I don't know, in the Caribbean. I don't know, where's it going?
What? Russia.
It's going to Russia?
The North Pole is moving into Russia.
What?
That's where it was. In the Arctic Circle.
By Siberia?
Like Moscow.
Moscow. Wow.
And then the South Pole is moving to the west. So it's going to end up in the middle of the ocean, in theory.
In theory. Wow.
But it's been tracked for
that's
10 years. They've been tracking it.
Whoa. A lot is going on with our planet. A lot is going on with the planet. I mean,
it's going to be in Russia somewhere. Doesn't that make you think about maybe the power grab?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of. I mean, obviously, if the planet basically is shifting,
tipping.
yeah. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things that go down. Oh my God. I mean,
it's a really big deal.
It is.
It's a really big deal.
It is that trying to wrap my mind around that.
And you do know when things happen, once it gets past the 40-degree angle, actually leading up to the 40-degree angle, and then also as it declines from the 40-degree angle, that the magnetic little bubble that
Uh-huh.
protects us weakens.
Weekends, yeah.
So that means that more radiation is going to come through to the planet.
Wow.
So that means increased cancer, increased skin cancer.
Mm-hmm.
It means more problems with internet and technology and satellites and also airplanes. Think about all the airplanes that have just been popping out of the sky lately, all across the entire world. Why do you think some of those things have been done lately? Oh, it's snowing.
I know.
It's
I
never
know.
been a problem before. When you're in a plane, you're in a plane.
Okay. So it says I
saw you
I googled how many years before the sun burns up planet Earth.
Oh, 5.5.
So it says 6.5
Oh, yeah.
billion years.
Yeah.
Right. Earth will be scalded and become bone dry in about 6.5 billion years. The sun will run out of hydrogen and become expanding as it burns helium. It will swap from being a yellow giant to a red giant, expanding beyond the orbit of Mars and vaporizing the Earth, including the atoms that make up you. Okay, so listen. With the rate things going, who's to say we're going to even, like as a planet, we'll make 6.5 billion
We
years.
don't know that.
But that's a long fucking time. But
It sounds convenient
yeah,
to use that term because it's so far away.
so far away.
Because instead of saying we don't know what the fuck is going on,
But think about this.
what's happened in the last 10 years?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of changes going on.
I'm sorry because I distracted you. But
Yeah.
what were you going to say?
Well, no, and I was gonna say, think about this. What if, we as a species continue to live and make it to about this time, right? How do you think it's gonna be for human beings?
Why do you think so many people are going to the moon and to Mars?
Well, and this is another question I have in regards to that. Do you think they already have found a way
Of course they have.
to do
Oh, no, of course they have.
to do gravity up there?
Oh, of course they have.
Yeah,
I mean, are you kidding me?
yeah,
Since 1973
yeah.
was okay. So all of a sudden, out of nowhere, let's just pull it out of my ass and say, "Oh, let's go back up there again." I mean, are you kidding me?
Because I think our bodies, after a while, if you're continuously,
You have to have gravity.
You have to have gravity.
Yes.
We as the bodies that we're in, as human beings. So, yeah, probably what's going on now is
They already have a plan to leave.
To leave.
They already have a plan to leave.
I mean, but this is the thing. If it ever gets to this point,
It's beyond compare. There's
Well,
no way to back up from that.
well, yeah, if it ever got to this point, even if they were out there, they burned the sun.
No.
would burn them
It's
up too.
you're gonna have to keep moving.
Yeah, you'd have to move,
You have
and
to keep moving,
Keep
moving
moving.
and moving and moving and
Yeah.
moving.
yeah, it's oh my god, this is so fucking. I'm cussing. a
We're
lot.
no, but I
I'm
mean,
cussing a lot today. I'm sorry, y'all, but it is so mind blowing,
but we're living in the time period
Yeah.
where we're gonna possibly be alive during this because of the advances with technology and everything.
honey.
You might be Methuselah.
Honey, if I live to this, I'll be 6.554 years old.
All joking aside.
Oh my god.
All joking aside.
Uh-huh.
They have hyperbaric chambers,
Billion years old, I should say, yeah.
but they have seeds that are already stored away.
Mm-hmm.
They're sending people to Mars or sending people to the moon.
Yeah.
They already know how to cryogenic people. They already know how to freeze people. They already know how to
but you know
put
what?
neurons onto your brain to make your arm move if you don't even have an arm.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
this
all
is
of that
like
stuff's
all the
going
stuff is
on.
happening right
Yeah.
now, which we thought was stupid when we were kids.
But
Possibly.
then I almost, yeah, you're right. I mean, like from when we were kids to now,
It was
like,
ridiculous.
oh my God, there's so
It's
much.
like Buck
that-
Rogers.
Yeah, it really is. But then I wonder, if being in another dimension
Might be better.
is probably the better place to be when all of this is going down, as opposed to being a human being. Like when people die and they go to somewhere else. I'm wondering if that's probably, because maybe if you're in another dimension, all of this stuff can't touch you, because you're in a different plane.
Well,
You get it, or a different
level of existence.
Yeah.
And actually, it's ironic that you say that because I think I text messaged you something about watching a movie called Kill Switch.
Oh, is it on Netflix?
I can't remember if it's on Netflix or YouTube or HBO Max or whatever, which one it's on. But I watched the movie called Kill Switch.
Okay.
And it talks about this topic, about another dimension, where they basically try to copy our universe so that they can get the energy from the other universe where nothing lives.
Yes.
And then it turns into a whole... I'm not going to ruin it.
Wow.
If you watch Kill Switch, you're going to sit back and go...
That's fabulous.
You're going to be confused, happy, sad, perplexed.
Is it a new movie?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta watch it.
It's good.
It's called Kill Switch.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my
Kill
gosh.
Switch.
Okay.
It is so good. I just watched it like 2 or 3 nights ago. It is such a good movie, and there's so many points in the movie that when I was watching it as like a cinematographer kind of personality, looking at lighting and all those kind of bullshit stuff. Not bullshit stuff. You guys understand it, but I wanted to just like encapsulate these little moments that are, from my opinion, Emmy worthy.
Yeah.
The actors and actresses in these little like 1 to 2 minute segments.
Wow.
When you're watching it, and you can actually feel the emotion from the actors because they're so engrossed into the storyline, or maybe they're just so trained or educated.
I
or
like your hair.
Oh
It's
yeah,
so cute.
my hair is not trained or educated.
It's so
that's for
cute.
sure.
Yeah, but no, totally. I get what you're
But
saying.
it's one of those things where when you watch this movie, you're gonna fucking shit your pants.
Kill Switch.
Seriously,
Okay.
it is such a good movie.
I gotta
when you watch
find it.
Oh my lord, you can
Yeah.
watch it on. I think it was on YouTube.
Oh,
But then you have to watch the ads. But all you gotta do is like wait for 5 seconds and you hit another button.
and this is a new movie that came out, and it's on YouTube.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Kill Switch.
Kill Switch. I'm gonna look it up.
Kill Switch on YouTube. It is so good. The only reason why I say that it's so good is that it kind of brings together everything that we're going through now, and then what they're quote unquote telling us that we're going to be improving. Like we want to improve energy. We want to try to find a safe way to have energy, and then it turns into a kill switch.
A kill switch. Something that comes to my mind too. In our lifetime, like from when we were kids to
Lord.
now,
That's
technology has gone leaps and bounds, right? I mean, like when I was growing up, there was just a house phone. Like we didn't even have cell phones. Then it went to a beeper. There were the beeper days, and we had codes for like different things that we wanted to say in the beeper.
Oh yeah.
And then cell phones, and now the cell phones are so advanced, they're like computers in our hands.
Yeah,
I mean, the technology. We've gone to space. I mean, all of this, like within the last 100 years, our
In
technology.
the last 50 years.
Yeah, 50.
What are you talking about?
basically.
I'm not 100 years old yet.
No. But what I'm saying, you're funny. But what I'm saying is, like, we've gone for some reason, like in the last 100 years to 50 years, because we've gone warp speed with things. So, can you imagine from now to if the planet keeps going and keeps evolving?
It's going to keep evolving.
Can you imagine in 6.5 billion years the technology
You're going to say,
that will
I want to
exist?
go to, you're going to say, I want to go to Xanadu.
And you'll just punch it in and
Or you're going to say, I want to go
Yeah,
to Xanadu. We're going to be
and
gone.
go.
And you might not be in this beautiful body. You
Oh,
might-
he always knows how to fly.
But I mean, I'm just saying,
But
you
yeah.
might not be in an actual physical body.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
You might, human beings might elevate to a different level where we're not even a physical body.
Wow.
I mean, it's just, I know it sounds kind of stupid and, you know what? I don't think it sounds stupid because I saw a video recently about somebody talking about don't make things sound less than they are, just call it fact.
Yeah.
It's not stupid. If you don't like it, fuck you. It's not stupid to
We love our audience.
but clearly I do, and the people who like us know that. But the fact is it's not stupid to know that based off of everything that's led up to this point, that there is going to be a different iteration or a different version of what we are. So, and with robots and technology and so many things, and actually, I'm talking on the dirty scale, I pulled up some sex robots.
You did.
I was just like surfing around because I was laid up,
Yeah.
having some issues with whatever. And I pulled up, I was like, well, I'm bored, so let's look at if there's some new sex robots. I typed it in.
Oh my god.
For $1,200, you can have a perfect man that's 5'6". That's always there, and you can hit a little button. He's warm.
Wow.
For $1,200, I'll send you one.
Oh my god. I mean,
It's a perfectly.
Yeah.
It looks
But
like a
this
human
is-
being
but
with
this-
a big longy dong dong.
this is my thing. The technology with the robots are getting so good, right?
They feel like an actual person.
But
The spirit.
yeah, there's a thing that we humans have called the spirit.
And supposedly there's one that has one. One of the robots does.
A spirit?
Yes.
Now, how did they do that?
I don't know the answer to it. I saw a video about it just recently. She's the first one that actually is classified as a human being.
Wow.
That she thinks her own thoughts.
Oh, but guess what?
She's artificial intelligence
That-
and she's creating her own reality, and she has her own soul supposedly that was weighed.
Well, you
They
know what?
weighed the soul. Before,
That's dangerous.
of course it is. They weighed
Can you
her
imagine
before she was
if we
turned
create-
on.
Can you imagine if we create a lot of those and then they decide they want to turn on us?
I think they've
Because-
already done it. I think they've already done it, personally.
We're really getting into some territory that's controversial, and
It is.
I would think
Dangerous.
I don't know, dangerous. Yeah.
It is dangerous.
Because it's one thing to have a robot that we can control to do the things we want to do, but when you create a robot that can think on their own and have their own thoughts,
Okay.
the robot might tell you, "Fuck you, Joseph. I don't want to do what the fuck you told me. I'm gonna kill your ass."
Okay, I get it, and you know what? They just got a real moment because I'm like tapping my head to calm down, which I've never done before, but that's what I do to calm down. I just tap my head a little bit. But how is that different from slavery?
Well, okay.
How is it different from slavery?
we're creating a mechanical machine because
But
robots.
if God or gods didn't want us to,
Mhm.
they wouldn't have given us the knowledge to be able to do that.
Well, no. We have free will, Joseph, in this realm.
But that's
So
the computers.
if I go kill somebody, God didn't want me to do that.
Okay, but
So that's what I'm saying. Like, we have the intelligence to do what we want to do and to create things, but you can't. It's to bring God into it is a whole nother thing, because that's like saying if I go do an action to hurt someone,
right.
well, God wouldn't have wanted me to do it unless, wouldn't have given me the ability to do it unless He didn't want me to. You get it?
I
So,
get that.
so that's what I'm saying about decisions and how we use our brains, our minds, to create the things and do the things here.
Okay, so
Okay.
I get what you're saying,
Mhm.
but I'm going to postulate to the people at home because
Okay, you're gonna prostrate.
we agree on things, but
You're gonna
then
prostrate.
we poke people, we
Yeah.
poke each other, and we test each other,
Mhm.
and then we learn things from each other
Yeah,
also
definitely.
as well. So, what's to say the difference between a computer that gets put into a body
Mhm.
that is conscious with what they are feeling, learning, and everything else? Why would a human being who created that
Mhm.
try to judge it in a way that's negative,
Mhm.
as opposed to just stepping back and letting it figure things out? How is it any different?
Well, okay, so this is the thing. If we create something and then it turns around and tries to destroy us, that now we're talking about war, because I have a right to defend myself.
Of course, yeah.
And so that's where I'm going with this. If we created them, yeah, they have. If let's say I build a robot and I give it the ability to have its own thoughts and be its own person and all of that, right? But then it turns around and tries to kill me. It's me up against them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna fucking try to live because I created your ass and you're killing me.
Yeah, but that seems like a what is it called?
Oxymoron?
No, something box. Pandora's box.
Pandora's
A
box.
Pandora's box. It kind of seems like.
Well, that's why I'm saying doing this to that level, to me, is very dangerous to humanity, because I can understand developing the robots, like, you know how it's
like do the dishes.
Yeah, and stuff
take
like
out
that.
the trash.
Yeah, and in Japan, I think they have them in the airports and restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
That I can understand, but when you take it to the level of giving it a quote unquote soul, which I don't quite believe, because anyway, but if you can take it to that level, then.
But why is it okay for it to do something that people don't want to do, but it not to be independent? Why is it okay for us to create it to do the dishes, but it can't think more than doing dishes? That's a big question for your head to think, and because this is something brand new. We've never thought about this before. So, this little keyboard, I plug it in, I type, and it does what I want it to. But how about if this keyboard doesn't want to be a fucking keyboard?
Well, the whole point that we created, that human beings create technology, is to make our lives easier.
Okay, but what about
what I'm saying is, we created computers, we created the technology so that we were not fucking cave people anymore. Like that's how things evolve. Like, someone had to think of the wheel, and then develop a wheel, and then there was like
tires
exactly, planes, all of that, right? So we're talking about a mechanical thing that we developed, that now you're saying has the rights, that should have the rights as a human being. That, I don't know, that's like saying this keyboard should have the same rights as you. That doesn't make sense.
That's the
to me.
disconnect.
There's a disconnect because it's something, it's technology. It's not like human being. That's just like, okay.
I know. Okay, so you scratch it.
Yeah, you know, really, because it anything we create, it's like saying, oh well, if